What up, Joe?
I'm the only comic that doesn't have to pay tolls to get to your house or take a train or something.
Exactly. People have to do connecting flights to get here from Brooklyn and Queens.
Yeah.
And
And the amount of love we get on Twitter.
Well, if you want to call 8 people loving what we do.
I do. I call 8 people a lot.
That's 60% of Joe's followers on Twitter. But yeah, I think I'd listen to it. I actually listened to us just to see. It's a good mix of a high-strung guinea, and you're kind of a laid-back guy who's obviously on Oxycontin or some stuff like that, and your wife drugs you up because you said you have ADD. And
well, my brother-in-law, at the cookout I had at my house Saturday.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went well.
I heard Greg Rogel did the cleanup.
Well, my brother-in-law said, you know what, I got to say, I listened to 2 of you in DiPaolo in a row, and he goes, you're great, you're good. He goes, because you guys are opposite.
You notice how I went from great to good right in the sentence?
No, he said great. He said that what you just said a second ago, which is we're alike but opposite at the same time.
Yes, both lifestyle-wise. Well, you get kids. But you're laid back.
I think I'm a medicated slight version of you.
Well, yeah, you said you take medication because you had anger issues. I just ignored the fucking medication. If I took the medication, I wouldn't have an act.
I know. I used to tell people the line that you said to me, which made me laugh, where you said I had to go off the meds because hecklers were winning.
That's right.
That's a funny one.
Joe's leaving Rascals, and he dumped his Xanax out the window because some hecklers did him in.
I've had that a couple times where
I
can't come up with something mean in the moment. It just doesn't go there anymore.
It's always at the tip of my tongue. That's the problem with my career.
Yeah.
And my marriage and my family stuff and my
We should exchange cookouts because I'm sure you had a family cookout too, right?
I did. My sister had a 4th of July cookout up in Andover, Massachusetts. She's got an awesome house. It was built in 17-something. The Underground Railroad actually went through her house.
Wow.
And I'm like, of course I'm making all those racial cracks at dinner. I'm not sitting here. Harriet Tubman had hot dogs at this house. My family's going, oh, what are you, an asshole? And I go, relax. It's just jokes.
My son did a report on Harriet Tubman last year in school.
There you go. See,
I didn't even know who it was.
Yeah,
I didn't know who it was.
You didn't?
No, I'm an idiot.
Oh, come on, Joe.
No.
She was a dancer in the 40s. Big tits. No. So, your kid's how old?
7.5.
Yeah, he's 7.5.
Going into 3rd grade.
And when did he do that report?
2nd grade.
2nd grade. See, liberal indoctrination. 2nd grade, he's like 6, 7 years old. They already get him laying the slavery guilt trip on the little white kid. Seriously, you think I'm kidding?
Oh, yeah.
I found books. I was in my niece's, I went upstairs to go to the bathroom at my sister's house, and there's a bookshelf outside in the hallway, and it had my nieces. She was in like probably 6th grade at the time, and like 3 of the books were about slavery and shit. I hid them. I put them in my sister's shoe closet.
It is weird. I had to read some of that
It's not
stuff
weird.
to my son.
It's very deliberate.
But reading it to your son is just weird.
Yes. So, Luke. So, Luke, get ready to catch a bunch of crap, even though you had nothing to do with any of this. Remember, now, you're a bad guy. That's what your teachers are teaching you. Fucking liberal New York. Yeah.
I'll buy a dodgeball tournament. Well, they don't even play that anymore, right?
Of course not. Can't play dodgeball. Somebody might get hit in the face and learn something about life. No, instead they're playing soccer now. I guess I'm supposed to congratulate the chicks for winning the World Cup, but I was pulling for Japan with all my heart.
Were you really?
Absolutely. Here's my philosophy on that. The more popular, soccer is the enemy of football. All people like you and your wife are going to have your kids playing soccer.
I agree with you.
And instead of football, because again they might get knocked on their ass and have to get up and learn something about life. Let's take the easy route. And I'm half kidding. Congratulations to the chicks that won. But that's how it should be. It should be the women that are the best in the world in soccer because let's be honest, it's a woman's game. It's fun to play as a guy and stuff. I'm not, but as far as, and I've had this discussion, I'm not going to go into it any further. As far as a spectator sport, if you can be amused by watching soccer, you're just susceptible to marketing, and you can be talked into anything. It's the worst fucking spectator sport going.
Did you watch the whole game?
I didn't watch any of it.
Neither did I. Skipped it.
Why would you?
Missed it.
When you know a Division III boys team could beat those chicks.
Did you see the one shot where she half court and she made it? Did you see it?
I haven't seen even the highlights. That's how much it repulses me.
I saw it on ESPN this morning.
I'm happy for the girl.
It's pathetic. The girl shoots one from half court. It's probably not even called half court in soccer. It's probably called. It's not court.
It's not a court, Joe.
Yeah, half. What do you call it?
Field.
Half field.
Yeah.
She's at the through half line.
And she popped it over the goalie's head?
Yeah, she kicked. She saw that the goalie was being an idiot and tried to come
it's
way
a
up.
Japanese girl. She's probably, adept impaired.
I know.
There's a bad eye joke for you. Yeah, that was kind of racist, I admit. But I heard that. She blooped it over the woman?
Yeah, she saw her trying to come up too far, and she just launched one.
Over her head.
It took a bounce high, went over. I might be wrong. It might have went in the air over her head, but I think it bounced, then over her head, and she tried to...
Oh, no kidding.
She missed it right in the corner.
Flop shot. Nice.
It was amazing.
The girl had... the girls from New Jersey had a hat trick in the first 16 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
The girl Carly something. Yeah. I might even made a note of it.
That makes you shut off a soccer match. It's 3-0 that fast.
I know. I know. It's not like football. They're going to score 3 more times.
Shut it off.
Was your wife watching it? I bet she was.
No, we all we got invited to a second cookout on the Sunday because we had so much beer left over from our cookout that we were like, yeah, let's go get rid of some of this freaking. I'm never going to be able to drink all the beer.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? I'll drink all the beer.
I know, Joe. You can put it away. I didn't go nuts. I either make a choice. I either drink or eat. Because when you do both, you just cancel them out.
Right.
The food sucks up all the alcohol. Now you're just bloated. You're not drunk. And I did the classic. I drank, 3 beers in the first 20 minutes I was there.
Right.
And then, had like 4 sausages, 2 hot dogs, a cheeseburger, and somebody brought this thing of chicken tenders out. Must have had, I'm not kidding, like 70. It was like, it was a platter for like 8 people.
Right.
I ate about half of it myself.
Chicken tenders?
Chicken tenders.
Did they make them on the grill?
They made them, I'm not talking like out of a box
not
at Mickey
McNuggets,
D's.
like
No,
the
tenders.
long ones.
These are like made out of breast meat.
Yeah.
And they had one of them was kind of spicy, one was just plain. Dude, I could have friggin'...
That's not bad for you.
What are you, shitting me?
Were they breaded?
Of course. Fucking each one had at least a loaf of bread on it. Dude, I get the arteries of Dick Cheney right now.
If you think eating that is bad for you to me, that's like making the healthy choice at a cookout.
I did too. I thought so too.
But no?
No. Then the cheeseburgers came out.
Oh, then next. Oh, that came out first in the order.
The platter came out first. Nobody was even around it. And this is how selfish I am. Everybody's like in the corner talking. Somebody puts it down like on my table and walks away. I'm like, they look over. The whole party looks over. I'm sitting at the table with the thing in front of me like it's mine. I get barbecue sauce in my eyebrows and my fucking hair. I got like a 2-year-old kid. And then I had a couple hot dogs and like 2 or 3 sausages. And now I'm half drunk and just bloated. Doesn't it go by quick?
The day?
When you're a kid, it lasts all day. When you're an adult, yes. Well, you threw the party, so it didn't go by quick.
Well, yeah, no. I was about to say total opposite for me. Because I threw the party, and then when you have kids, you got to go see the fireworks at night. And
well, that's if you're a good dad. My father used to just light his farts in the hallway and go, "Now go to bed." No.
I'm actually thinking that might be the last time I ever go to fireworks. I think I'm done. I fucking hate it. I don't enjoy the experience. It's like going to a parade. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and who knows? ISIS might show up,
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you get real fireworks.
That's what I always think. What a great time to just blow us up when we're blowing shit
Well, that's
up.
what they were thinking, too.
Yeah.
But how about my hometown didn't do them this year? Because of security reasons and I said to my mother, this is a really pussy town. This has really turned into a puss town.
Because of the marathon incident? Or?
Yeah, well, no, because ISIS was threatening to do shit.
But they were threatening that all over the country.
I know. Yeah, and my little pussy hometown backed down. Plus, security, they would have hired, they had to, of course, these are the excuses. They would have paid cops overtime and blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't worth the, whatever. The terrorists won, you big girls. You big, so what? Your kid loses a fucking hand watching fireworks. I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul almost lost a hand. Fucking lighting him up. Guy for the Giants, you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
I probably said his name wrong. I'm not a big Giants fan. Where's that article? Oh, for Christ's sake.
I have such bad ADD, I'm afraid for you to veer out of fireworks because I won't know how to get... I got so much more on fireworks.
Jason Pierre-Paul.
What happened to him?
He lit off a bunch... He almost blew his hand off, apparently, for the Giants.
With what?
With, you know...
One of those M160s?
Yeah, it's probably somebody shipped stuff from his homeland of Haiti. No, I don't know. It shows a picture...
Doing fireworks. Let me see the picture.
It shows... I don't have the picture, but there was a picture in the paper of... Oh, here it is. He has it looked like a U-Haul filled with fireworks, and he was bragging about, you know, he got these for his kids.
Weren't we just talking about this on your last podcast about that I was going to be one of these guys that goes to Connecticut where you can buy the legal fireworks and just do them in your backyard?
Yeah. Instead
of taking them to the stupid crowded area?
Yeah.
And now this guy blows his hand off.
He didn't blow it off. You know, it's all over the news. So that's the first thing everybody assumes. You know, it's so typical sensationalism. Then you read it and, he badly burned it, but it's not career threatening. Then what are you fucking telling me about it for?
Yeah.
He's not even a receiver,
He's got
for Christ's
bruise
sake.
under a fingernail.
Well, it's a little more, he's got, like third-degree burns, but...
He does?
Yeah, he burnt this.
Oh, I got to see this.
It's
a burn. It's not a blow-up. It's like a burn.
Jesus, Joe, what am I fucking... I don't know. I'm not Quincy.
I'm an Eagles fan, so any Giant that
that's
goes down,
right.
I'm happy.
That's right. Well, there's a friend of ours on the New York Post today. Did you see it?
Holy shit, Jim Florent? What is that?
We'll get that.
I
got to get that in a few minutes.
What a hot girl.
That's his wife.
Oh, no.
Who he just divorced because she was banging some guy at the gym.
Yeah, I knew that. But why did that make the paper? Right,
why did it make the paper? Because he has a good publicist. It mentioned he was on Louis and shit.
But the divorce is in the paper?
No, it's in the paper because he hired a private eye to follow her.
Oh, how he nailed her.
Yeah, and it was a cop that was banging his wife. So he wrote.
It was a cop.
Yes, he's been writing letters to the police station in that town saying this guy should be fired. He made like a public stink about it.
Good for him.
And he gets ink.
Wow, this girl's
He's smart, Jimmy. I have to get his manager
down.
Apparently, she goes down a lot.
I gotta.
She was here. She was at a cookout a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've met her.
Piece of ass.
Yeah, she was hot.
Very hot.
You can't.
Look at Jimmy. That's not a good picture of Jimmy. Florentine's a good-looking guy, but this was about 25 pounds ago. It says
you're skipping all over. You couldn't find the picture.
What picture?
The Giant. I thought you wanted to talk about his hand getting burned.
Joe,
you don't care?
I got to teach you about radio, man. Fucking segues are for kids. We jump around here.
Oh.
You're the one with ADD.
All right. That's what I...
No, go ahead. Back to the fireworks. You're right. I'm all over the place. I had like 3 cups of coffee.
Oh, you did?
It's like doing blow for me.
I'm tired today. I wanted to sleep in.
That's because
2 cookouts in a row.
Get rid of the kids. Anyways, he fucking burned his hand real bad. I was hoping it was like, you know who? Who's the hot receiver they got last year? Beckham. I was hoping he blew a few fingers off.
Yeah.
Now that could get an Eagles fan excited.
Blew a finger off. The Eagles luck, the guy would still be great. You know, he'd be, what was that?
Yeah, he'd have a stump.
Remember that kicker with the stump foot?
Yeah, Tom Dempsey. New Orleans Saints. Yeah. He had the record for years. It's since been broken, but a 63-yard field goal against the Detroit Lions. He had a club foot.
Yeah, I remember.
And he had a hand like a lobster claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what he is? He became a gourmet chef. I saw a picture of him 10 years ago. He was like 300. He's like 5'10", 350 pounds. He was fatter than Paul Prudhomme.
Really?
Yeah. Just a big fucking house.
That guy could kick with that stump.
Well, you could kick too if you had a sledgehammer for a right foot. Guy had no toes. That's cheating.
I know.
That's cheating. What a kick that was to beat the Lions.
I don't know why this just made me think about it. Did you ever play a game called Eraser Tag when you were in grammar school?
No, I was heterosexual as a little boy.
In class, the teacher in our school played something called Eraser Tag, and you'd have to balance an eraser on your head. and like run around in the school.
What was your teacher, a male model?
But I remember
he made you balance a eraser on your head.
I remember this girl had a really flat head, and you couldn't get it off. I still remember it. I don't know why that just makes me. Why do I?
Really?
Yeah.
Diane Frankenstein. She had a flat head. Why? Did she fall out of the crib or some shit?
I don't know. She just had like this flat fucking.
Oh, the poor thing.
Did you say Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Diane Frankenstein.
What's his name?
I get pushed off when I was a kid. I was at my buddy Frankie Consoli's house, and I'm on his, you go up the steps to his house. It's a wooden, little, I don't know, what do you call it, landing area. I'm laying on my stomach looking over the edge. It was like a 4 or 5 foot drop. He pushes me off from behind. I land on my head. Right here, the right side, over my right eye was flat. There was a dent. My mother dented my head. My mother went crazy, and Mrs. Consola was all freaking out. I had a dent.
Holy
Luckily, it came out.
Popped out.
Yeah, like a Coke can. What the? Fucking fat bastard pushed me right over the balcony. He's a little nuts, a poor guy. He went cuckoo.
My mom had a classic line. My mom and dad came up for the barbecue.
Well,
and
lucky you,
stayed
huh?
over.
They stayed over?
Stayed overnight.
Isn't that nice,
And then they went to the fireworks with us, right?
Yeah.
Mamaroneck is where we went to see them.
It's Joan Rivers' hometown.
In this harbor. And, have you ever seen the types that go see fireworks? It's the same that go see, what am I trying to... a parade. It's just losers. It's just losers.
Losers go to see fireworks?
They really, when you live, this is what I always say about Westchester.
It's people like you with their kids. Are they losers?
You're 5 minutes from the Bronx. That's the Bronx people aren't
so
going
what you're
to
trying
Manhattan.
to say, there's a lot of Spanish being spoken.
My mom makes a comment. At least she's old enough now. She just whispers her racism in my ear.
As opposed to like Trump.
She doesn't say it out loud in front of my wife.
Your mother doesn't go, she gets to the fireworks, look at all the rapists here and all the criminals.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's a few good people here.
She can't not, but she can't. She knows that she shouldn't say it, but she can't not. So she just whispers it now to me.
What did she whisper to you?
She goes, I didn't know you lived in Puerto Rico. That's her. And same thing when she went to my son's soccer game.
Yeah.
I didn't know you lived in Puerto Rico. And I go, Mom, good thing. She wanted to go to the other fireworks, which is in downtown New Rochelle. I don't want to say what country we would have said if we were at that one.
Is that Ray Rice's wife with the black eye over there? Wow, they all have black eyes. Don't fire off any angry emails to the show because you can't.
You can't.
There's no address, so take it in the face, you fucking whining maggots.
I was going to say, well, where would you rather be? Downtown New Rochelle, where it's about 90% African Americans?
I don't mind it.
Or would you rather have the Latinos?
I like them both. I'm a big fan of both. They're doing a hell of a job in the Bronx. The kids' grades, they're reading at a third grade level when they're 41, and that's everybody in New York. I don't care. I'm a big, it's funny, the Trump, the whole thing. I'm a big fan of, like, Latino. I always say this. They remind me of us, the Italians, of the last turn of the century. Hard-working. Exactly. I mean, most of them. Of course there's going to be some bad. I'm not trying to be a liberal idiot here.
I lived in Portchester, New York, which was very South American, and it was just work. They were working like they made me feel lazy.
No, I know.
I suck.
Of course, and that's how Italians were. And if you watch every time you watch the news and there's one of our soldiers dying in Iraq, they put up a bunch of names. A lot of them Latinos.
Yeah.
So this again, but there's a lot of shit coming over the border too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
The average, they say 60%. 60% of the people sneaking in have less than an 8th grade education. So education. So that is situation. What the fuck? What the fuck? I went to the fireworks in New Rochelle. It was like little Puerto Rico over there.
I told my fucking wife I wanted to fucking watch him near the fucking water. I said, let's get us fucking close to the water. He fucking takes us over to the fucking, not even near a fucking water, fucking Puerto Rican flags. Fucking, they're shooting their own fucking bottle rockets off before the fucking fireworks. They bring their fucking own.
Speaking of that, we have to come up with more impressions.
I know, we got two.
We got two. Doing the same, too, for 20 years. Become a huge radio hit. The Bob and Tom of Westchester. Did you hear about the kid in Maine that fucking shot some type of fireworks off his head? He put the launcher on his head and killed himself.
What?
Yeah. Calais, Maine.
What, did it light his head on fire?
I don't know, Joe. Again, I didn't get the autopsy report yet. It's on the way.
He killed himself?
Yeah. Imagine you're his friends and you're like, oh, no. It happens every year, though. Remember a couple years ago, some guy, you can get, I think I saw it on YouTube. Oh, this wasn't even a firework. You know, you shake up like a giant liter bottle, you put something in it.
No.
You ever see that? And the bottle shoots up like 300 feet in the air. Kid was looking down over it, hit him in the face.
Just from shaking up a soda?
No. You rig it. You do something to it. Again, if we had a call-in line, it'd be 25, 12-year-olds calling us in right now going, no, that's not how you do it. Yeah, but this kid in Calais, Maine, he killed himself accidentally. That's nice, huh? You know what's embarrassing about that? Then you're the family and you got to go to the funeral. And you know, your friends of the family is showing up, you know, going, I mean, it's going to be a little embarrassing, you know?
Yeah. I remember there being a comic in the Boston area who was in a wheelchair, and he did something stupid to paralyze himself. I was like, that must be so... He had a drinking problem, too, because you could just tell. I was like, to do it in a dumb way.
Yeah, you got to live with the rest of your life.
Yeah, I don't even want to say it on the podcast, because he knows he might...
What did he do?
He could listen, and it might make him feel like shit. He did something stupid. Like when he was like 12 or 13, he emptied out he had a fish tank, and he instead of like he tried to dump the water
already. I'm sorry.
He didn't even live on the he wasn't even on the second floor. He was on the first floor. Dumped the fish tank out the window to like get rid of all the dirty water. Yeah, and fell with it. And fell.
You're kidding.
It wasn't even that high and landed on his side.
How do I not know this guy?
Maybe he doesn't do stand-up. I remember doing...
It's obvious he doesn't do stand-up anymore. Oh, who said that? Nick, for Christ's sake, could you clean it up?
I love how quick it is. How do I miss these? I'm in slow motion, and you're rapid fire. That's a good move.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
That's him yelling at us.
I did that Worcester gig. There was a gig in Worcester, Massachusetts, the Aku.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the
Aku.
I remember.
I think I did it once. I did a poop.
A poo?
Yeah, I did a poo at Aku.
They had those rangoons.
I don't remember this kid, though. I don't remember this kid.
I forget his name.
What are you talking about?
This was...
Crazy Legs Hirsch?
You were already out of the Boston area. I used to do those Ron Sava gigs up in...
Don't get distracted when I look down for some shit.
I wasn't.
Just keep...
No, I would go up and do those Ron Sava gigs in the Boston...
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. And did you say you're from Andover?
No, my sister lives in Andover now.
Okay, because that's where one of his gigs was, the Grill 93.
Grill 93. That's Dick Doherty.
It's there now still?
I don't know. That's Dick Doherty started that.
Oh, okay. They used to advertise on the highway on the lawn. They had like
it
was grass coming down the hill.
It was a good gig, though. He used to pay me pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But what are you saying? The guy in the wheelchair? That was his gig?
No, I'm saying that I worked for Ron Sava, booked all those gigs up in that area, and one of them was the Aku in Worcester, and that's where I met this comic who was in his wheelchair. I remember him.
And he told you that?
Just if it's not bad enough to get out of your car and you have full use of your limbs and you're working at a Chinese restaurant.
Right. I know.
This guy's pulling his fucking wheelchair. Like he could drive. I remember he had the remote control. It still amazes me that you can drive without the use of your legs.
I got a cousin does.
Yeah. And he was just a miserable bastard and plastic.
That's the beauty of Boston.
Yeah.
Most people you meet all over the country, like somebody in a wheelchair, disabled, they always have an upbeat, positive attitude towards life. Not in Boston. I'm in this fucking chair.
Yeah.
Fucking fish tank fell out the fucking window and broke my skull, cocksucker.
To fall not that high, too. It was like a 5-foot drop.
He fell
landed
wrong.
funny.
Oh, yeah. He landed funny. It's a good way of putting it for comic. Oh, Jesus. The poor... I don't even know this kid.
I wish I knew his name, because he was funny and he was a good guy, but
negative,
shit.
bitter as
so
shit.
Negative.
That's funny. That's what's... I probably do know him. I got to mull this over later. Is it humid, man? I got sweats on. Joe's in shorts. Joe's always in shorts.
It's hot outside.
I know. I'm in sweats right now. I thought I was going to work out. I drank my 3 cups of coffee, sat down, started reading the paper, and I go, I'm not doing this show myself. because it's just all heavy news. It's all fucking... Some girl in San Francisco gets killed by an illegal who has been deported 5 times. Guy, in the middle of the day, like down by the Embarcadero in San Francisco, down by the water, like at noontime, she's walking with her dad and someone else, and some fucking illegal shoots her from a distance and just kills her.
From a distance?
Yeah. Just picks her off. It's not bad enough we have to worry about ISIS.
This guy's fucking sniper styling.
Yeah, but the point is, he should have been thrown out of the country years ago. 5 times. San Francisco's what they call a sanctuary city. They actually let illegals stay there, so you reap what you sow. I mean, all due respect. I mean, but poor, beautiful girl.
Probably looked like Puerto Rico there.
No, looked like New Rochelle. No, this guy happened to be Mexican, by the way. So, Trump's tweeting out, I was right. No, but, so there is some truth. But it's our government. The fact that there's something called the sanctuary city, that there's cities that actually let illegal, even after they get busted for crimes, they let them stay there. So, again, we're rotting from the inside out, Joe. Don't let anybody, I know you don't follow politics, but I'm just saying, if you weren't here, I would have been railing on that for an hour.
Well, who knows? if I get on if they give me the I find out this Friday if I can get on these ADD meds, maybe I'll be able to follow the news. And I'll be able to hang with you. That'd be hilarious if all of a sudden I know a lot.
Aren't you already on meds?
Not on ADD ones, no. They won't give them to you. You got to get this full test that I told you I took that took 5 hours.
I don't get the impression you have ADD. That's because you're on something, you said, right?
Not on anything for focusing and comprehending.
Well, you seem focused.
Thank you.
Colin Quinn, who's, Quinn, talk about ADD. I'll be on the phone with him. 4 minutes in, all of a sudden I can hear him getting impatient. All of a sudden, because I got to go. I go, what, did you see a ball of yarn roll in your kitchen? He just, right in the middle of it.
He is a single guy, though, right?
I'm just saying his mind, Quinn is. He won't even finish a sentence when he's doing a bit.
Oh, yeah. He trails if he feels like he's losing them a little bit. He starts to trail.
He just it just goes. The next thought pushes the next one out.
Well, let's face it. I mean, if my wife wasn't a psychologist, I probably wouldn't be treating any of this shit. I'd be just stumbling around my apartment yelling at walls.
Oh, you'd probably be shooting heroin and having a good time.
I got 2 kids. I got a wife. If she's yelling at me,
that's enough if anybody get on pills.
Yeah, I don't feel she can't stand the focus. She'd like to have an intelligent conversation here and there.
Oh, I would love to. Can you film one of those? Is she in Fixin' Joe?
Someone played her.
You know who played her, by the way? Doris Roberts from Everybody Loves Raymond, the mother. Joe's wife was very pissed off. Joe's wife is like good looking in her 30s, and she goes, "You get this fucking broad in her late 70s with calves like canned hams."
I had a pretty hot girl. This girl, Rebecca Cush, played my wife.
Rebecca Cush, that just sounds hot.
Yeah,
Cush.
She's hot.
Yes, you showed me that.
I showed you her.
Yeah, I spanked it to that as soon as you left the house. It's like an explosion at a Baskin Robbins.
How could you jerk off to a web series?
Well, you had a hot wife in a web series.
You got a good imagination. If the porn's right there and you go for the clothes shit.
Jerking off to a web series.
That's like still pulling out the Victoria's Secret catalog and still being able to jerk off.
Oh, I do that. I jerk off to the bra ads in the Sears and Roebuck catalog.
I remember having a Sears and Roebuck catalog. They exist anymore.
Of course you did. We all got off to the bra.
The what did you call it? The what? The broad?
The bra.
The bra.
The bra. The bra ads.
They have a bra ads in
Remember?
The Sears?
The ladies in there?
Those big
those big white missiles.
Yeah.
They would call them bras. They look like catches. You know what the catches wear in baseball? The chest protector? You're trying to... I remember when I was a kid, the big thing was there was a Sears, in the Sears catalog, some underwear model, a guy, apparently his dick was showing or something. I remember my sisters all joking about it with their friends. It was like on page 108.
You could see his dick through
something.
the underwear?
Something. I got to ask my sister about it. That was the talk of the town. My sister's friends and even my mother's friends were giggling about something. I never found out what it was. I didn't know all the girls in my family were cock hungry.
Sears
and Roebuck.
Who's buying clothes at Sears?
Huh? They had some nice slacks.
Nobody
I was
does
over there
it.
the other day. No, I get some nice pleated... I get some nice pleated, high-waisted, stain-proof slacks. The kind you can drop a pizza on and it just slides off and there's no fucking grease now.
Slacks. Just the word slacks makes me laugh. Pleated.
That's a good question. Who buys their clothes at Sears?
If you're out there, call in.
Yes, call in. I'll do the fake call. Hi, Jim on line 2. Go ahead. You're on with Joe Matarese.
Hey, Jim, what do you got?
I bought some beautiful slacks at Sears for Father's Day. I don't know why you're making fun of them. They're light blue, and they came with a white belt.
Excuse me.
They were beautiful.
Those old man sneakers.
Yeah, those nurses' shoes.
Nurses' shoes. Shit.
God, it's hot in here.
That's not bad.
It's fucking getting a little muggy for my taste.
So I did the whole deck myself for the barbecue.
What do you mean?
I was very impressed.
What, did you waterproof
I
it?
stained my whole deck.
What, did you do, shit on it?
Excuse me.
3 cups of coffee. You can't stop him.
That was pretty funny.
That's just shit on it. What's your other one about Messi? Remember the Messi jersey?
Yeah.
I told you I told my son that joke.
What did I
he
say?
laughed.
I don't even remember.
I said when we were in Israel, we bought my son a Messi jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And you go, what did he do? Drop a meatball on it?
Meatball?
What did you say?
I didn't say. Come on, Joe. If you're going to quote my jokes, I don't know. You're the one who brought it up.
Like Messi.
Yeah, I know, but
Messi.
That was very unfunny what you just said. What are you trying to do to me what they did to you on America's Got Talent?
Right.
Did you you didn't bring a lawsuit. Did you let them know you were pissed?
Well, I went on Jim and Opie.
Oh, okay.
Jim
so you got
and
the word out. Opie and Jim Norton.
Opie and Jim Norton.
I'm going on that Thursday.
They wouldn't have me back on that show. I don't know why. That rolling.
They said
I thought it went well.
No, but your breath. Somebody said your breath is horrible.
Breath.
You had that morning breath. I'm doing it Thursday, actually.
Did you do the Kumia podcast yet?
I've done it like 4 times.
But last week when I was on your show, you said you were going to do it.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear they have like people over there for it.
What do you mean?
Watching it. Like there's like.
Well, there's a few people hanging around that
like
assist with the show. Yeah, there wasn't. Well, maybe on other days he has a little audience, but he didn't have an audience.
Oh,
but there's enough people working there. That guy Big A or whatever his name is, and Keith the cop, and
yeah, these people that are tweeting about you and I on the podcast here, keep saying you got to get on Kumia's network, and then they start asking about Keith the cop. Who I don't know who that is because I don't have.
He's been like Anthony's producer for years.
Oh, okay.
Been with him.
Okay.
So, yes, when I was over there, they had a porn girl over there, and she was dressed like a mermaid. She was doing some like one-woman show in Brooklyn. She was from San Francisco, and she had like a ukulele, and she was laying by the pool when she sang some song about being a mermaid. And then she took all her clothes off.
Naked?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, jumped into the pool.
It doesn't happen here at the Nick.
Right after you leave, I'll take my clothes off. I'll take my clothes off on a nice, hot, muggy day like this, and I'll lay on that leather couch and let my sweaty balls.
Oh no, I'm sitting on it,
and you're sitting on it right now. But it's not a good situation.
So I did the whole deck myself, and then I had like 40 people show up.
What do you mean you did it? You waterproofed it?
No, I stained it.
You stained it. You re-stained it.
Sanded it all.
Now why'd you do that?
Power washed it, sanded it.
Why?
Because it was all peeling and coming up looking like shit.
Why, was there paint on it before?
Did you ever see solid stain on a deck?
Yeah.
Looks like
it doesn't
paint.
peel?
It looks like paint. It peels
it does?
after about a year or two.
What are you guys playing, street hockey on it or something?
No.
Was your wife proud of you?
I don't think she gave. My wife's one of these people that's like, she goes, it looks fine. I don't really give a shit. If you want to go do it,
that's
go
a good
do
wife
it.
to have right there.
Is
See,
it?
my wife would be staining the deck herself.
I would love that, to have a wife that.
I did all that shit.
I asked her to help me with it. She goes, I'll take the kids away for a couple days, and that'll be my help.
But wouldn't you rather have that?
No, I had a pulled disc in my back when I'm done. My knees look at this. I got a scab there. I'm crawling. It's brutal. I don't know what I was thinking that'd be easy.
No, that scab on your knee, let's be honest, that's how you got on the OP show. Norton show. That was your audition.
So my dad, of course, I call him a backseat griller.
Oh, no, he was watching you?
He's over my head. I just took the
That's
apron off
he's
and I
a
gave
guinea.
it to him.
He's an old guinea.
You cook. And then he's out loud bragging. This guy, Mike, my friend Mike Bazile, who was one of my investors on my on the hour special I did, I invited him, and he brought high-end stuff, you know. He had like all these skewers that were like garliced up. They were really good. And my dad is like, "Well, he's a top shelf. Look at this." I'm surprised he didn't yell out the price, because the prices were right on it, because he had them all wrapped and he handed it to it.
The guy brings food with the prices still on it?
prices are on
What
it.
kind of horse shit is that, low-class motherfucker? Hey, look, I brought you $40 shish kebabs.
I was impressed that no one brings shitty beer anymore. I was expecting, because
Well, you should came to my sister's house.
What they bring?
Fucking Bud Light.
That's what I was going to bring to the barbecue that I was going to go to.
You know what, though? But when it's really cold, it doesn't matter.
Hey, outside,
if it's ice
good,
cold,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
No.
But Bud Light is probably the worst.
I was going to say, what do you think is the best cheap beer?
Cheap beer?
Yeah.
Oh, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's the best?
I'll tell you why. Well, it's nostalgia for me. My grandfather, I used to steal my cousin Johnny. He literally had me drunk when I was in like second grade. My grandfather used to drink PBRs.
Yeah.
We used to go up to my grandmother's house and go in his fridge.
But now, you know, all the cool, like, hipster kids, that's what they drink.
PBR, to be ironic, I
And
know.
the tall can,
yes.
right?
Which I like. When I do a Creek and Cave,
Yeah.
they have PBRs
They sell them there?
Yeah. I'll suck one of those down and I think of my grampy, and then I start crying.
They're not bad.
I like them. It's got a distinct taste.
Shitty.
Exactly. If you want to call it shitty distinct. When I went to school up at Maine, I was in my fraternity. That was a thing when you took turns who had to go get the beer.
Okay.
If we weren't having kegs, let's say just a Sunday afternoon when you can have like 3-4 cases between 6 guys. Mm-hmm. You'd go whoever and who could come back with the shittiest beer. I used to come back with something called Iron City Light. Iron City Lights.
Never heard of it.
I swear to God, I think I got a case for $3.50 or something. Again, this was in the 1800s, but it was the shittiest fucking. But put it on ice.
Put it on ice.
Drink till you.
After you've had like 4, it starts
doesn't
to
matter.
taste the same.
Absolutely, but I do like a good beer.
I was impressed. No one brought shitty beer. Yingling was probably the shittiest beer. That's what my dad
That's
brought.
a good beer.
And that's a good beer.
I like Yingling.
Yeah.
Made by a couple of Asian girls tied to a loan in New Rochelle, in Joe's basement.
Of course, my kids were drawing on the perfectly stained deck with the fucking chalk.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What'd you do to them? No punishment?
I'm waiting for you to tell me what I did with them.
I don't know.
You don't have the
They
buttons?
drew on your deck?
They drew all over it, yeah.
Your kids did?
My kids, all the kids that were there.
Oh, all the kids. So you
Yeah.
couldn't hit them.
They're all going to have poison ivy in 2 days. Look at their payback.
Oh, why are they in the field?
Oh, they were all back there just playing, throwing footballs around. I got to say, this is going to be boring. I'm going to give myself credit.
Yeah.
My son had one of those darts that you pump up and shoot in the air. He hit it.
Yeah.
It got stuck in a tree really high. Everyone at the party was throwing this Nerf.
Trying to knock it out?
Yeah.
And Joe unloads.
Fucking unloaded. Bullseye.
Did your old man give you credit for that? Or did he go, oh, you fucking cheated?
I swear, I have tendonitis now from one throw. Just threw the arm out. Pretended it didn't kill. Yeah, got it.
You shouldn't be on fucking ADD medicine. You should be taking a leave PM.
I do. I take those every morning. What else is on the agenda?
Oh, I don't know. The world's oldest person died.
Is that my wife's
Oh, what am
grandma?
No, what am I saying? She's alive. She's 116. Oof. The reason I pull this up is because, you know what the key to her being that old is? According to her, she eats bacon and eggs every morning. Old black woman, Susannah Mushatt Jones.
Probably doesn't eat anything else for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, too.
Yeah, what's lunch, though?
Lunch, she eats her own feces, like a dog would. She's out there. Imagine if that was the key. Imagine you ask the oldest person, what's the key? I eat a pound of my own shit every day. I'm like, okay, I think I'd rather be dead at 72. But what's funny is she's 116, this old black woman. I think she's from Alabama. Her family, like, literally, you know, she picked cotton when she was young. But they put a
Does
diagram.
she know Harriet Tubman?
Yeah, she did know Harriet Tubman, actually. She met in my sister's basement in 1796. She only went to doctors 3 times a year. The only medication... you're on more medication than this 160-year-old woman. She's on... The only medication she takes is for high blood pressure.
Which one? I got to see if I got to get on that same one.
It doesn't
I'm
say.
on one. Oh, no, I'm on one for high cholesterol.
This is what surprised me. She broke her leg a year ago skydiving. No, it was a motorcycle jump. I'm sorry. She's got a sign on a kitchen wall that says, bacon makes everything better.
My dad was just telling me that.
So does Carney Wilson have that same thing?
I don't know where he heard about this. There's this new product it's out called Bacon Spread.
Yeah,
Have you heard about this?
No. Tell me about it, Joe.
Well, it's like it comes in like a jam jar, but it's like all different flavors of bacons, and you can just spread it on shit. And that's got to be great.
But
I was imagining it sweet when he described it, like there was a sweet, because you ever had sweet mixed with bacon,
Well, yeah, salt and sweet is the best combination.
Yeah,
This dangerous combination.
Chocolate. I've had these chocolate
with bacon in them.
Yeah, there's this chocolate cupcake with bacon in it. And it was unbelievable.
Where'd you get that?
This comedian fan used to come to my gigs, and his wife had a bakery that they're not in business anymore.
She died of arterial sclerosis.
I'll do a shout out to him because he's a great fan. This guy, his name's John Lampert, not Johnny Lampert, the comedian. His name's John Lampert.
Yeah,
you probably met him because he goes to the Cumia podcast a lot. But he used to bring me all these cupcakes, and then he started even doing ads on my podcast and paying me money. He was a good guy. But bacon chocolate cupcakes.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Bacon spread.
Bacon spread, is it synthetic or real bacon that they just ground up?
I don't know. Look it up.
It'd be dangerous.
It's like $14 a jar. It's very expensive. It's
bacon spread. I know, you can put bacon on anything.
Are bacon bits real bacon?
No.
That's fake?
Yeah.
Synthetic?
Yeah. You know how bacon bits is made from? You know the shit they make AstroTurf out of? Old tires?
That green and black stuff?
It's the same shit.
I want to try to go on one of these gluten-free diets.
Let me tell you something.
There's
something to that, man. I can't, every time I eat bread, man, it blocks me.
Yeah, it's terrible for
It's
you.
fucking brutal. I think that's my gluten, if there's an allergy to it. I don't want to get too graphic here, but I stay away from it for that reason.
Gluten, I don't know how hard it would be to just go. You hear these people doing it all the time. They just go gluten-free.
Yeah, but
all of a sudden.
It's fucking, come on.
You just drop the whole stomach.
Oh, is that how that works? Blaze.
No?
No, for some people, probably. If you eat a lot of it.
I bet if I did, because I'm not fat.
My Uncle Bob, he's 85 years old, all right? He looks like he's 60. He's got better skin than me. In the face, you'd think he was 58. I swear to God. He's 85. Used to be a hard drinker,
Really?
Oh, yeah. But he's so funny. He's so funny. But we start talking about that shit, I go, nice cookout. I'm talking to my uncle about my prostate. I'm talking to my aunt about shingles. I go, he used to talk about the Red Sox. It's like a horrible medical clinic. But my Uncle Bob, we're talking about all that shit. He goes, but there were, people don't realize there were people born like in, 1786 that lived 90 years without fucking aspirin and shit. You ever think of that? There are some people that lived into, not too many.
Super rare.
So what? But the point being is,
Did you ever go to
a cemetery?
Cemetery and start looking at the dates?
Of course.
And
in Boston.
Everybody died at like 58.
58, if they were lucky.
In the 50s and 60s and the 70s even.
What do you mean? 18?
No, 19.
People died in the 50s and 1970s?
In like the 60s. Yeah.
What cemetery are you looking at?
Like both my
I
grandfathers
go to historic cemeteries. You just go to regular ones?
Yeah, I'm talking when you're going to a regular one, I start to look at the lifespan.
Well, yeah, but you just said everyone. But you're in a cemetery with a bunch of dead people, so the odds are you're going to see, Yeah, well, people.
You think the odds are most of the people in a cemetery died young?
Joe, no, I can tell you, I can prove with a pen and a pencil and a piece of paper that the life expectancy in the 70s, was,
what?
In the 70s.
You think it was in the 70s?
Yeah, late 60s. No, you're right. A lot of people drop dead of heart attacks.
62, both my grandfathers.
Oh, that's because a couple of wops.
No, they weren't fat guys or anything.
No, they weren't fat guys, but they ate sausage like it was going out of
Probably did.
How about, that's what I'm saying, but how about this black lady? She was born in the 1800s. She's 116. You gonna tell me she's been eating healthy her whole life? She eats bacon and eggs.
Well, my wife's grandmother, one died at 97 and the other one's 102 and still alive. The 97-year-old one had a Snickers bar every day. Every day, Snickers bar before she went to bed. That was her thing. But I don't know what she ate before that. Steph's grandmom now,
that's funny,
who's 102, I'm sure she doesn't eat perfectly. And she was never a skinny lady.
I just pictured your grandmother, getting all grouchy around 3 o'clock and like those commercials for Snickers. She turned into Joe Pesci. And your mother's like, hey, Ma, when I have a Snickers, you can all fucking, those commercials.
You fat fuck. You fucking nanny. Your fucking belly's hanging over your belt.
Speaking of old people who died, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Burts Bees. You know the stuff, lip balm, beeswax?
Yeah.
And I guarantee your wife knows about it.
Yeah.
Right? Burt Shavitz. That's his name. Yeah. He was, dude, there's a documentary. It's called Burts Buzz. Me and my wife watched it like a year ago. It's about the guy who founded Burt's Bees. Uh-huh. He was an old, I think an old Jewish guy from from New York City, and or he went to work. He was a photographer for the Daily News or whatever, but then just packed up after 20-something years or whatever. He's a photographer, and went up to Maine, and ended up becoming like a beekeeper or whatever, and that's how he picked a girl. You got to watch the documentary. It's called Burts Buzz. He's just he's an old Maine hick. He's not originally from Maine, but it's where he ended up living, right?
And he died.
He goes up there, and his friend, a friend of his, gave him all this beekeeping equipment and shit, right? Seriously, as a gift. His friend wanted to get out of it. Because he was in the business, he was getting out of it, so he gave it to him.
Right.
And then he goes up to Maine. He's just sightseeing after a storm or whatever, and he sees a fence post with a bunch of bees on it. This is like a week after the guy gave him the shit. And he put two and two together. He's like, it's God's telling me to do this or whatever. So he starts selling shit made of beeswax on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. And, made a little bit of money. And then he picks up this woman hitchhiking. And they, ended up going out dating and stuff. Right. And she was like a marketing genius. She turned it into like a multi-million-dollar company. It's a documentary. You got to watch it, dude.
It's fucking incredible.
It's incredible.
What's the movie called?
It's called Burts Buzz. It's a documentary. And it's amazing. He's like this guy. He lives in this little fucking house in Maine with a wood-burning stove, and he's a multi-zillionaire.
That's what I told you. It's all marketing, and you got mad at me.
No, you're right. And then he goes over to, the movie opens, he's over in, I don't know, Thailand or somewhere like that, at a mall. He's like a superstar over there. Everybody over there in Thailand, or I forget where it was, uses all these young girls at the mall trying to meet him and shit. This old guy with a long beard. He's like a rock star over there. Anyways, he died.
Oh, shit.
This weekend. Burt Shavitz. He was 80 years old, died up in Bangor.
Can you buy this bee stuff here?
Christ, yeah.
That's very it doesn't sound
It's an
familiar.
international product.
Really?
Yeah. He started it by the side of the road in Maine. And he picks up this woman hitchhiking, and she turns out to be a marketing genius. And they get married or divorced. She took him for almost everything he's worth. There's a couple different theories. Somebody said she gave him like $4 million, or whatever. And then he was like a spokesman for the product. They would fly him to, like I said, Thailand or wherever. It's so funny.
And it's not just lip balm. It was all different things made out of beeswax.
Right. But most of the stuff is for skin care that women love. I guarantee your wife knows about it.
You don't know. My wife might have really bad skin.
What?
She might not know about it. She might have really bad skin.
Yeah, but she's got soft lips. I know that for a fact.
And you blew it! You blew it!
What the fuck does that even mean? Burt's Bees began in 1984. Yeah, he met
it late in life.
He met a woman named, she was an artist, Roxanne Quimby. Hitchhiking.
That's what I always say on my podcast, Fixing Joe, by the way. Listen.
What?
Is that I'm looking for that thing, that side thing, and he found it in 1984. Well, let's think. He was how old when he died?
80.
80. So in 84, he wasn't that old.
Oh,
you do the math. In 84, how old was he? 94. 2004. That's like what?
Well,
I can't do
can't
math. 30 years ago?
Hey, Joe, why are you doing this to
Is
me?
that 30 years ago?
He was probably born in 1935. If you have 80, yeah.
So he might have been 50.
Yeah, he was born in 1935, exactly.
So I got
1984, he was what?
About 50,
About
did I
50,
guess?
yeah, 49.
So I got 3 years to figure out what's my Burts Buzz invention.
You found it already.
What?
It's staining decks.
Staining decks. I am good. Dude, no tape.
You
I put a picture on Facebook.
You
Check it out.
You stain decks with the bacon spread. Come on.
No tape.
You got to think out of the box. Please watch this documentary, dude. It's fascinating. It's friggin' fascinating. The only more fascinating...
This is how my ADD works, because you just said it boxed.
Yeah.
My dad loves puns.
Your dad loves puns?
Yeah, this might be his only one that I've ever laughed at. I don't know why it made me laugh.
Go ahead, do it.
We're walking to the fireworks.
Yeah.
And my wife, which just making mistakes along the way, my wife, she's like, we need to get there early.
Oh, God.
Of course, we waited an hour for the fireworks to start. Did you ever watch nothing for an hour and wait? It's the worst feeling ever.
Yes, I saw your last special.
And you blew it.
And you blew
You
it.
blew it.
You blew it. So she says, we don't need chairs. That's her second one. We bring lawn chairs. She goes, we don't need them. Leave them in the car. It was
So you were standing for an hour, waiting for the fireworks with kids,
sitting on the grass
amongst a bunch of Puerto Ricans.
She picks this weird spot that's not near the water. There's like it's sparse grass.
She was on a
It was like rocks and gravel.
She was on a roll, huh,
Yeah,
Steph?
yeah. So she goes, we don't need them. So my mom spots this box filled with all these like cartons, like flattened cardboard cartons, flattened in this. And my dad grabs a box, I grab a box, and my mom grabs a box to sit on. Just throw a piece of cardboard down. I could sit on it.
Wow.
So my dad's
Your
walking.
grandmother must have been happy about
And my
that.
dad's walking, and he goes, hey, Joe. I'm like, what? He goes, check it out. We all got box seats.
Holy shit. Oh, my God.
All right, just get the hell out of here. I got a goddamn... Hey, no.
You got another one now?
Is your son?
Oh, Mr. Matarese.
Come on, do this shot before I punch your fucking
That was
face
actually
in. Play
funny.
that one.
Do what?
What's the one?
I'm gonna fucking smash his fucking face in.
That's how I felt when he was telling me how to grill.
I'm driving people nuts with these sound clips.
No, they're great.
I love them. Some guy goes, please stop doing that. No, I'm going to turn it up. Fucking
Box seat.
last thing you want to do is tell me not to do something. That wasn't a bad, not a bad thing, Mr. Matarese.
Wasn't that bad.
I'd say you fouled it off. It was a fastball down the middle.
Well, Seinfeld always said that comedians usually come from fathers that wanted to be funny but kind of never made it professionally. They just kind of failed at it a little bit. And then their kids go, I'm going to perfect that. Do you believe that?
Well, first of all, can you name anybody that you grew up with whose father tried to be a professional comedian?
No, but that had like a dad that always... My dad's throwing jokes out
My
there
dad's
constantly.
funny, but what you
My
just
dad's
said...
not... My dad's bad, actually. Sometimes
My dad,
they stink.
I got it from my old man. He used to fucking riff at the table in
he's
front of
good.
company. He'd have my parents' friends would be doubled over at the table.
And just stuff he's riffing, not like jokes. My dad likes to tell jokes.
Yeah, no, that's an unfunny guy. Tell him to cut that shit out.
He doesn't listen.
My father would riff. You know, he used to. My father used to get a. Somebody would send him a postcard from Italy every year, like relatives that go way back on my grandmother's side. What are you looking at, Joe? What time are you going to pick your kid up? Joe just
Between
looked.
4 and 4:30.
Oh, really?
Is that right? That clock?
Yeah, it's 3:40.
Shit.
Where's the kid going to school? Canada?
I live a half hour from here.
Yeah, but where's his school?
It's 5 minutes from my house.
Okay, well
It's
we
not
can
school.
wrap it up.
It's not school. It's
Joe's Kitsen's a special ed. He goes to school year round.
how long we been going?
How long we been going?
I sounded so Italian.
54 and a half minutes.
All right, we'll do a tight hour. We'll do 6 more minutes.
Yeah, we'll do 6 more
I'm
minutes.
telling you, it's your podcast.
I don't want
do
you.
whatever you
no,
want.
I don't want your kid sitting there.
You can keep going with it.
I don't want to read about you find your kid, you know.
So continue.
Bronx.
So your dad, continue that story.
He was riffing at he'd get like a postcard from it would be a real Italian name on it. My grandmother's maiden name was like Schmigliani. It was the most Italian. It would be like Abruzzo Schmigliani. Then it would say 3 Perry Terrace.
Yeah.
Like the street name didn't match and he fucking would make them up.
Really?
Oh yeah. And this guy Al Lyons, this older guy, would come over our house, and he thought that was the funniest. My father would go on a riff for an hour, just making up names that didn't go with addresses and vice versa. You know,
wow.
Juan Lopez, 4 Maple Drive. Shit like he would go for like a half hour, and this older guy, I thought he was gonna die at our kitchen. And my father could riff, man. He'd be at the grill, and he'd have the cookout cracking up. So that's definitely where I got it.
My dad just tells bad jokes.
Well, I think we have
bad puns.
We have Joe's dad telling a bad joke.
Pride, anger, covetousness, I can never say that, lust, gluttony, envy, and sloth are collectively known as what?
Oh, the Bill of Rights.
That's Mr. Matarese on Hollywood Squares back in the 70s.
I'll take Bill Matarese to block.
Billy Matarese. Oh, by the way, real quickly, you mentioned this on the last podcast. I watched Jaws. 4th of July, I always watch it. Mm-hmm. And that lady was related. Did you find out how she's related to your dad? Mrs. Kittner?
I'll text him this week.
Yeah, the Kittner lady.
Is that the part? She played Mrs. Kittner?
Yes, because little Kittner boy got eaten. He's the one on the raft. And then she comes down the next day dressed in all black with a scowl on her face. Yeah. Boy, she was a brute.
Slaps him in the face.
Cracks him across the face. And you knew a girl was killed here last week. And then I just wanted you to know that. My boy is dead. And then she storms away. And the mayor goes, Martin, she's wrong. And he goes, no, she's not. Quite a poignant moment. You know who's obsessed with that movie? Anthony Comia. He actually has the jacket. Really? With the anchors on it, like the mayor.
It is a great movie.
Never gets old to me.
No, that's a great movie.
Robert Shaw.
To have that.
Robert Shaw.
Simple little fucking premise.
Yeah.
And be so great.
Well, Spielberg's a bit of a genius because you know the story behind it, right? The mechanical shark, when they started shooting, the mechanical shark wasn't working. It wasn't working for like a month. They were shooting without it for a month.
So he shot without a shark.
He came up with the idea of doing it from the point of the view of the shark because they didn't have a shark. Do you fucking believe that? That's Spielberg. A bit of a genius.
I just thought of a bad joke. I'm not going to say it.
Don't do it, Joe. Don't do it. We could get fired from here.
I could have Bill Matarese you. What was that movie where they were inside the guy's head with John Cusack? Being John Malkovich?
Yeah, being John Malkovich.
They couldn't get Malkovich.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll tell you.
When I fucking smash his fucking face in.
How about Don Zimmer's widow is furious.
What happened to...
Because she's coming back, heading back to Florida. She came up with the Old Timers game. They gave her a Zimmer jersey, the Yankees organization. Mm-hmm. Of course, some scumbag. It doesn't mention the airport, by the way. Once again, this is considered good reporting in this day and age. I went to 3 stories about this jersey getting stolen. It got stolen at a New York airport.
Oh, out of her luggage?
Yes. I read 3 stories, and none of them mentioned the airport. I'm sure it's mentioned if I kept Googling on the 11th story. But how can you do that? Are they protecting the airport? Is the author of the story protecting the airport? Why wouldn't you mention what fucking airport? Anyways, it really is. New York's a cesspool.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
I think it happens in all airports.
Really? You think it happens that much in North Dakota?
It's a very big crime
Utah?
thing is for them to steal shit out of the luggage.
Yeah, more so in other cities.
Probably, definitely. JFK's got
let's put aside
rank higher.
Yes,
higher than Burbank.
Yes, fucking Newark, where 11 out of 10 foreigners are working TSA and baggage handlers. Yeah, let's put aside the politically correct horse shit. So so imagine she got to find the shirt.
Let's end with the Florentine story. I want to know.
Oh, I forgot about Jimmy.
I want to know more about that.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny about it. I opened to that page today, right?
You just opened right to it.
Oh, it was like the second page I turned. But listen to this. I just briefly, I glanced at her. Didn't even look at him.
Right. So
I went to the next page. I go, that story doesn't look like it interests me. So I went on to read the rest of the paper. And then I went back to the beginning some reason. And then this Florentine stared me in the face. I almost fainted. We already talked about this. What do you want? What more do you need to know?
I don't know. Give me fucking more. I don't know what I do. Fucking tell me.
Give me some Florentine.
I don't know what I fucking do. Fucking, if I hired a private investigator, I got a good fucking publicist. I said, fuck it, I'm bringing her down. Fucking get it right in the paper. She's never gonna get fucking laid again.
Woo! Not bad at all. That's Jim Florentine. You know who does a killer Florentine?
Quimby, right? No.
Probably Quimby, but you know who? On Howard Stern.
Oh, Jeff Norris. No, Jeff.
Not Jeff. The guy that's been there. Fred.
Fred Norris.
I was in there being on Stern one day, and we brought up Florentine's name came up, and all of a sudden he started doing Florentine, and I was looking around.
You thought Jim was there?
I
thought mine was better.
No, it's not.
Damn it.
No.
His is better.
And you know I'm a big fan of your voices, Joe. Even the ones in your head.
His is better.
Yes. It was scary. Scary good.
I'm not going to fucking do it anymore then. Fucking stop.
That's pretty good.
Why are you packing?
Oh, that's why you wanted me to go back to that story.
I want to hear it, though. What is the story? It's just about him hiring an investigator.
You really do have ADD.
Let me see the picture.
What are you going to fucking... Yeah, that's good radio. You're looking at the picture on radio. Jesus Christ, Joe. Help me out here.
So what is But the divorce happened a while ago. It's just weird that it came out now.
It came out now because I told he's writing letters to the police station saying this guy should be fired. I'll give you the article for the ride home while you're waiting for your kid.
Is he going to get? Or is the guy going to get fired?
I don't know.
He's like 23 years old, the guy, right? He was young. All right, whatever. Florentine's getting a lot of acting
I didn't
work
memorize
right
the fucking thing.
Did you see him in the the Louis episodes?
Yeah, did you see me in the Amy Schumer episode?
I did. I told you how great
and
it
in
was.
the 3 fucking Louis episode.
I love how mad you get if I compliment anybody.
Well, you said he's getting a lot of acting work. He ain't getting any more than me.
Well, a lot more than me, and I'm not as mad as you.
I'm not mad. I love Florentine. I'll read the article to you, Joe, okay?
But did you see
it? Your kid right now is being picked up by a stranger.
Why I know. We got to round this up.
Look, a veteran comic who garnered rave reviews for his brief stint on TV's Louis has gone to war against the Jersey cop he says broke up his marriage. Jim Florentine, who appeared in the season finale of Louis C.K.'s sitcom, has written to the Matawan police chief in the Monmouth county prosecutor's office, asking that the hunky 23-year-old cop be prosecuted for public lewdness or at least be disciplined for bad judgment.
Fucking discipline him.
I love him. Love Florentine.
Fucking discipline him. He'd be better off calling than writing letters with his voice.
Maybe me and him might get nominated. They put his thing up, too, for like a possible Emmy nod, you know?
Yeah, I heard that.
Hearing about that in a couple
I loved his episodes because of the character just reminded me of so many of those douches that you worked with on the road.
How about him fucking trying to shit in... That's one of his bits. That's his bit, right? That's like his signature bit, him taking an upper decker.
He really does do those upper... Like, he's a guy in his 50s that would still do an upper decker.
That's what I love about him.
I never even heard of an upper decker until I met him.
Me either.
No.
He cracks me up. Love Florentine. Just an odd guy. Loved him.
The most fun I've ever had is on the road with Jim Florentine for like 3 days. Doing the I Need Pepper and the SARS and the Mist.
Andy Griffith's still alive, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah, this weekend it said he died. He died 3 years ago. My wife goes, Andy Griffith died. I said he died 3 years ago. She goes, no, he didn't.
I didn't know he was dead.
Yeah.
I'm a big Andy Griffith fan.
Apparently, yeah, you love him, huh?
Face in the Crowd. You ever see that movie?
No.
Oh, that's not him. Do I get him and Fred McMurray mixed up? Wait. Maybe it is him. It is him.
Face in the Crowd?
You never saw Face in the Crowd?
No. Was it his face or Aunt B's?
Unbelievable movie, and it's kind of about show business. You would like it.
I'll Google it today.
It won the Academy Award in like fucking 51 or something.
Did he win it? He didn't win it again.
I don't know if he was nominated.
I think he was a big girl, by the way.
He might have been. He was the lead, and it's a dark movie for way back when about a guy who's got... He comes from nowhere. He's like some hillbilly hick.
Yeah.
Somebody finds him for some reason and says, we're going to make this guy a star, and they give him his own talk show. And he's a real scumbag.
Oh, really?
In the movie, yeah. And then they turn the cameras on him so the world sees him being a scumbag without him realizing it.
I heard
the whole world turns on him. Really good movie.
That's similar to the movie with Jim Carrey where they film his life, right? Whatever that movie was. Remember?
Oh, yeah. What was that one? Truman Show.
Yeah. Same
I
idea?
have a feeling no, because this guy's like a Johnny Carson. They make him like like a talk show.
He was a bit of a prick, I heard.
Carson?
No. Andy
Griffith.
Yeah.
Well, he was a stand-up, right?
I think he was.
He was a stand-up. Yeah.
And we all know how those North Carolina stand-ups are.
I can't whistle. One of the great theme.
Would have been funny if he pushed Opie into the water and started throwing rocks at him and left him there. And Aunt B found his corpse. Anyways, that's for another day. That's if they made the show today, that would be the omen. It was such a dark course. Anyways, Matarese, God bless you. I couldn't have done this today.
Thank you, man. Thanks
funny
for having
because somebody
me.
on Twitter said, "Yeah, you should have a co-host on all the time." I'm like, that's not what most people say.
They want us to get our own show on Kumia's network, but you're already on a network.
I have plans. I'm working on shit.
He keeps saying that.
Well, it is.
Help me out, dude. I'm fucking starving here.
What do you mean?
I'm dying. I got no money.
I'll describe the last 10 years of my career. You want to fucking describe it? Here's my career in a nutshell. Right there.
That's my son this morning. I can't go to school today.
That's me. Here's my career. Right there. Anyways, Joey boy, thank you so much. Your kids, now I'm worried about them.
I got to go.
You got to go. Some guy's got him in a van right now with a cupcake. And, kids, we'll talk to you real soon. Go get another senseless killing at nickdip.com. And please go see me on July 18th at the Ridgefield Playhouse in Ridgefield, Connecticut. And July 22nd, I'll be at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in outside of Los Angeles. I'm going out there to do a bunch of podcasts, the big ones.
Good for you. I got a couple of plugs. Follow me on Twitter. That's most important.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, too.
At the Joe Matarese.
At Chili Davis.
And come and see me. I'll be at Marissa's in Trumbull, Connecticut this Saturday. Go to treehousecomedy.com. And then the 31st and the 1st of August, I will be at Joker's Wild in New Haven, Connecticut. Come on out to that. Follow me on Twitter.
What a good father he is. His kid's been standing at a bus stop crying for a half hour, and he's doing his plugs. All right, kids, I'll talk to you real soon.